We are talking ultra budget IEMs today. I just got the 7Hz Zero, one of the brand new, like under $25 IEMs that it seems to be making a splash. So let's talk about it. Compared to the Chew, the build quality, cable, I like the cable on this compared to this simply because it's detachable. It's not an overall great cable. If you can see here, it's like just two strands kind of side to side and then like splits, and you get these janky ear hooks they're kind of thick. But honestly, I have a over $100 pair of IEMs that this is still better build quality than that. So detachable cable, super awesome. The Chew are metal. This is more of like a plastic, but I mean, this is lighter. It's more comfortable. It's easier to wear. So it has all that going for it. The Chew's cable, it's like a texture that it seems to just ask to get tangled. This cable is kind of like anti-tangle in a way. Overall, the Zero just has the Chew kind of beat when it comes to the IEM experience. This is not an overly great experience for me. Comfort-wise, anything like that. Sound-wise, though, because that's what we all care about here. Sound, right? So the Zero is essentially better than the Chew in just about every single way, except for like resolution and detail retrieval. And you're like, oh, that's a big one. But it's not a huge difference. It really isn't. And it might just be tuning. Like, I feel like the Chew driver might be a little bit better when it comes to like how fast it recovers from things. But it also has a lot more peaky kind of treble, and it lacks bass, and it sounds kind of just lacking, honestly, at times. Whereas the Zero, it kind of sounds like it might be like, yeah, I kind of miss that splash of treble I get from planars. The Chew kind of has a bit of that treble splash, but it does it in a way that's just, I do kind of miss that, but at the same time, I don't mind this. This is an enjoyable sound to me. Like, the tuning is enjoyable. It sounds pretty dang natural and neutral overall. Like, I have very little complaints about the tuning with this, and yeah, I'm not offended by it in any single way. The treble is not a lot of it, but it's like that's fine. That's fine. At least it's not a lot of poor quality treble, right? Like, I would prefer that. It's kind of like a laid back. I don't want to like equate this to a headphone because it sounds nothing like the HD6XX, but it's a little warmer. If I guess it just sounds warmer than the Chew, anyways. Tone and timbre, it sounds more natural. I think overall this is a better IEM than Chew. The Chew just is able to do that little bit more when it comes to like pulling out the details, when it comes out like pulling some of those like trail ends of notes, those harmonics and stuff like that. It does a little bit better at that, but like at what price? At what cost? Overall, the tuning isn't bad. I complain about the Chew, but it is well tuned. It just a lot of music I listen to, it just seems to hit a mark that it hurts my ears. These Zeros, I can throw my iPod on shuffle, or I guess my iPhone on shuffle, or my portable setup or whatever, and I'll just forget about it. Like, I won't be skipping a lot of songs, and that to me says neutral. When something is like, or natural or kind of neutral-ish, like if I'm not skipping through songs a lot, I'm just kind of enjoying each track, that's a pretty well-rounded IEM. P1 Max is sort of that way for me. I find P1 Max is a lot that way for me, actually. I don't skip a lot of tracks with that IEM. I don't skip a lot of tracks with Zero. P1 Max just has more treble, it has more spice and splash than Zero, but the overall tuning is balanced, and that's something I enjoy in an IEM. So when it comes to like what one of these would I recommend, personally, if you have the money for both, so like say you're in the market for a $50 IEM, 50, I would say get these instead, both of these instead. Why? Spring tips, I love those things, great value there. And this does what this is maybe lacking a little in, and this does everything else that this is kind of lacking in. This is kind of like a nice little starter setup. Not gonna lie, for under 50 bucks, if you got these two, that's a solid starter setup into this whole IEM thing. Yeah, essentially. If I could only have one, if I could only have one of these two IEMs, I'm gonna pick the Zero because this sounds more natural. It sounds better. The tone and timbre. Some guitar parts still come through really clean. When it gets super busy, I mean, yeah, you kind of lose some things here and there. It doesn't have that planar speed or whatever. But overall, this is actually an enjoyable little IEM. It's a little bit, it comes off a little bit blunted or a little bit dampened, but it's very slight and it's in your ear, like, right? Like it's not a big deal compared to like a headphone with like whatever. So like, I prefer this personally. This is just a better experience. That being said, I would take both of these over getting $150 IEM because then you can go back and forth and you can enjoy different things because I like having different flavors. Let's talk about these really quick. I made a video about these Sonys. They lack resolution, they lack detail, but the tuning's overall pretty dang solid. These Quarks, they're kind of in the same boat. I'd actually put these right on par with one another. The Moondrop Quarks, whatever. And these Sony, I'm not going to try to remember the name because it's something stupid. You can go back on my channel and try to find those. The Bonus IE, these are a base Canon, but the driver is actually pretty solid. So the driver quality of this is actually playing more with these. These are kind of like, these are pretty lo-fi. No offense, they're not bad. I think they're well tuned and I still enjoy them. I keep these. These are still mine. I have not given these away yet. I've given away a lot of things. I have not given these away. This is interesting, this Bonus IE. So if you really want bass, if you really want that kind of sound, if that's what you're into, I would say get this instead of any of these because this is insane, the amount of bass, and the driver quality is decent. It doesn't suck. But overall, yeah, if I only have one of these IEMs, I would say get the 7Hz Zero. I actually think it is the better of all of these, and it's going to be my budget pick of under $25. I think going forward. I don't mind the chew. I don't hate the chew. I just don't love the chew. I don't mind these. I kind of like these. I like what these bring to the table. I mostly have planar IEMs. That's kind of more my thing. I enjoy planar timbre more. But occasionally I do like the dynamic sound. Yeah, for that, this is kind of a nice thing to have. So that's all. Thanks so much for watching. Like, blah, 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 comment, blah, who cares, bye.